Om Shanti. Before I begin the session, I was just thinking that how about, because the topic being leading from the heart. So let us experiment with our heart for just about a minute or two. I'd like you all to take a thought कि जो भी यहाँ बैठे हैं, आपके कलीग्स हैं, फ्रेंड्स हैं, all are sitting together, तो उनके लिए जहाँ ये हॉल में बैठे उन सब के लिए एक शुभ भावना ये तो ले सकते हैं ना सभी कि जो भी यहाँ बैठे everyone whatever they might be going through, if they're going through something wonderful, then let it be sustained. If there is a situation they're going through which is difficult, then let them get that courage and that strength and that patience. Let them be showered with that and be under God's canopy of protection. Can we take that thought, all of us? Just for a minute, okay? Om Shanti. You could do that? Was it easy or difficult? Easy? You're a meditator already. That's all it takes. Just a minute that you're thinking different from what you've already been thinking. Yeah? But what you use right now is your heart. And I have always seen the heart rules the head. If the heart is true, then the head is automatically cool. If the head is hot, then you get a very cold heart. So the thing is, the more I think, the more emotional I can get. But more I feel, I'm able to guide myself beautifully. So the thing is, I remember, शायद एक 10 साल पहले की बात होंगी तो आई वॉज इन तारापुर पावर स्टेशन वहाँ एक 3 दिन का प्रोग्राम था सो दे वर फ्रॉम डिफरेंट डिपार्टमेंट सभी बैठे थे सामने तो आई वॉज टॉकिंग टू देम एंड देन just before I would even start the session, one of the persons who heads one particular department, he got up and he said the topic was on leadership. तो उठ के वो पूछने लगे कि you know, I've read so much about leadership. 3-4 बुक्स तो मैं पढ़ा हुआ हूँगा अभी तक. तो what is Brahma Kumaris take on leadership? आप क्या समझाएंगे? What is it that you think is leadership? I just said in my experience, what I have seen is a leader is someone who doesn't think too much. If he's thinking too much, then that means he can't lead from his heart. So the thing is, if I'm thinking too much, it can go into a lot of emotions, so much investment of energy into things. बहुत साल पहले जब कोई आए थे मिलने तो कह रहे थे कि कोई भी सिचुएशन में या दिल यूज़ कर सकते या दिमाग यूज़ कर सकते तो ओनली दिल यूज़ करेंगे तो चलेगा मैंने कहा दोनों बैलेंस चाहिए ना ओनली दिल कैसे चलेगा हाउ कैन यू लीड एनीबडी थ्रू एनी डिफिकल्ट टाइम्स और एनीथिंग ओनली विद द हार्ट तो उन्होंने कहा कि वो एक कंपनी चलाते and then his work, I mean, he has somebody who joined him. He's from Yale University and is very, articulate. He can express himself well. और बहुत experience इतना नहीं है पर young है. He's bringing something new to the table. Every day there is some new idea. तो इतने अच्छे ideas उनके थे तो एक meeting में उन्हें idea रखे कि ये idea आपको लेना है बहुत अच्छा है. Nobody gave it importance. The whole, I mean, there were a whole group of people. किसी को अच्छा नहीं लगा. तो ये he barged into his room and he said, "Sir, you should look into this idea. कितना बढ़िया मैं idea मैंने दिया और कोई भी respect नहीं करते हैं. आप भी कुछ नहीं कह रहे हो. Please." He's taken him under his wing. So उनको लगा कि ये थोड़ा मैं encourage करेंगे. तो he said he was so confused. He didn't say anything. So he was asking me, just a discussion. So he said, sister, तो मैं उनको कहूँ कि तुम गलत है इतने सारे लोग हैं तुम्हारी आइडिया क्यों लेना है There are a lot of people involved, so we need to listen to everybody. So we can't just encourage only you. अभी ये head use करूँगा because I know I have this position, so I use my head. It won't work on him because he doesn't like corrections. He doesn't like to be told. And then if I use my heart, what would I do? ओनली हार्ट तो क्या बोलेंगे, ठीक है सबको मैं कन्विंस कर लूंगा, जो तुमको चाहिए ना वैसे कराएंगे, चलो तुमको जो पसंद है वो करेंगे, तो ये दिल है। दोनों रॉन्ग है, बिकॉज ही विल स्टार्ट टेकिंग एडवांटेज ऑफ यू। तो दिल और दिमाग दोनों मिला के मैं क्या करूं? तो आई पुट दिस क्वेश्चन अक्रॉस टू यू बिकॉज दिस लाइक लेट्स डू ब्रेन स्टॉर्मिंग। तो क्या करना चाहिए? व्हाट शुड ही डू? If he has to lead, of course it has to start from the heart, but what is the decision that he needs to take at that moment? You just can't listen to what he wants. You just can't put him down. What should he do? What do you think? Any thoughts from your side? क्या करनी चाहिए आपको लगता है? लेट गो करना है या समझाना है, करेक्ट करना है, क्या करना है? आप उस सिचुएशन में होते आप क्या करेंगे? You will see that the person understands, right? That's nice. Any more thoughts? और क्या करना होगा? अंडरस्टैंड करने के लिए, उनको अंडरस्टैंड कराने के लिए क्या करना है? If I have to lead from the heart, पेशेंस तो चाहिए ना, तो क्या करना पड़ेगा? So I said the only thing you have to do is you have to tell him, आपके जो आइडिया है ना बहुत अच्छा है, बढ़िया है, एकदम फर्स्ट क्लास आपके आइडियाज है, they're good, they're really good. But the thing is, when you're presenting it in front of about 20-30 people, your power of convincing should also be there. You should be able to know how to convince them. You're not putting him down, you're not discouraging him, but at the same time you're not encouraging him, but you're still giving a direction. So I remember long back somebody was telling me he's working in a company and somebody comes up to him and said, "Jaldi jaldi karo, boss ko gussa aayega." He looked at him and he said, "Tora basha badli karo." He said, "What do you want me to say? Don't do anything, sit back and relax." मैं ये कहूँ क्योंकि मेरा रोल है that I need to get things done through, you know. So what are you expecting me to say? So he said, no. जिस प्रकार से तुम बोल रहे हो ना, you change it, no? Change it a bit. He said, help me. What should I say? He said, you are saying, जल्दी जल्दी करो, boss को गुस्सा आएगा. Instead of that, you say, जल्दी जल्दी करो, boss खुश हो जाएगा. Same situation, ना? Right? It's the same thing. टेंशन क्यों दे रहे हो? आराम से तो बोल सकते हो, आराम से तो करा सकते हो. So to be able to have that thought at the right time is working from the heart. Somebody worked in a company for 30 years and then we were talking to him and his son said, sister, he wasted his time for 30 years in this company. So he could have gone anywhere abroad, kahan bhi ja sakta tha, kuch bhi kar sakta tha, but he remained here. So what is the reason why you stayed in this company? He said, the very first time when I joined the company, the one who heads that organization, he came up, he was introduced and said, this is Ravi and this is Pramod, and so many people he met. After 3 months, when he was walking by, he looked at him, recognized him, and he came and patted him 3 times. Ravi, Ravi, Ravi. He said, 3 pats, sister, 30 years. That's all it takes. It is very easy to win hearts. Right? We can do a small little exercise now. Yeah, because it's an afternoon time and we're just talking to Deepa and Deepa Ben said, Radhika, give some activities. Because this is the time you can just nod off. Yeah? So we'll do a small exercise. You can make pairs wherever you're sitting. You make pairs and one of you should hold your fist tight like this. Really tight. Don't punch that person. Just, make it tight enough and turn to the person next to you and say, this is my heart. Open it for me. The other person has to keep it very tight, very strong. Okay? Go ahead. Go ahead. Huh? So those who have opened the hearts, you can raise your hand. How many of you all have? Yeah, quite a few of you. Yeah, quite a few of you. Someone who's still trying? Very strong hearts, aren't they? Very strong hearts. Okay. Now, what was the method used to open? Strength, no? Physical strength. Now, the thing is, we were not talking about anything physical. We're talking about a heart. You don't forcefully open a heart, ना? आपको टच भी नहीं करने चाहिए. आपको बस अच्छी बातें सुनानी चाहिए. आप बहुत अच्छे हो ना. खोलना दिल तो खुल जाता था. It was as simple as that. You didn't even have to touch it. There was another company that I've been to. इतना मना वो ऐसे करके she was, the fist was quite tight and the other person was trying to open. I don't know, it took quite a bit of time. और जब हो गया था तो वो आई और कहने लगी, sister, he broke my heart. इतना forcefully खोले. So the thing is, the only thing we need to contribute is one sweet sentence. That's all it takes. A lot of people are auditory, so कई बार जैसे कहते हैं ना, हम कर लेंगे ना, हो जाएगा. तो भी हुआ नहीं हुआ वो अलग बात है. वो एक सेंटेंस आप कह दे तो बड़ा हिम्मत आ जाती. हमारे सेंटर पे एक सुखदेव भाई करके, ही मस्ट बी सरेंडर्ड सिंस 40 years नाउ. दीपा बहन 40 years से सरेंडर्ड है. एक बारी एक ग्रुप आने वाले थे खाना खाने, and so they said they're going to be about 20 people, and so the food was made and everything, and suddenly just at 1 o'clock lunch time, and somebody peeps in and says they're going to be 60 now. कहाँ 20, कहाँ 60, कितना पानी डालेंगे दाल में, So everybody's looking at each other, and I see Sukhdev Bhai stood there and said, हो जाएगा. You need to have that strength in your heart and the right feeling in your heart, because you want to feed, you want to make others happy, and that 1 minute you said, yes, it'll happen. हो जाएगा. तो हो गया. Really हुआ. कोई पानी नहीं डाले दाल में. हो गया. So the thing is to be able to have that right thought at the right time. Just before I came to Mumbai, I was talking to a girl. Her father has brought her to me. Said, "आप बात करना इनसे, क्योंकि she's so angry. She got so angry with her husband that she took the car and she drove about 5-6 hours away. And people have been searching everywhere, where is she? She said, I needed a break and I just drove away. And the husband said, I can't put up with this. Whenever you get angry, you just go away. So I told her, she said, I don't think so I can change, sister. I've got a lot of anger issues. I don't think so I can live with him. She was like quite disillusioned. And I said, you know what you need to do? There's only one thing. You need to remember at that moment how wonderful he is, how wonderful, what contribution is made in your life, कितने अच्छे, उनके जो भी गुण है वो याद आ जाए. To remember that is to allow your heart to work. It is to allow your heart to work. That means you'll remember right things at the right time. When you don't use your heart, कॉम्प्रोमाइज करते रहेंगे, तो हिंदी में कहते हैं ना, समझौता करना. चलो ठीक है, तुमको ये पसंद, चलो कर, पर दिल से नहीं. कोई कहते मैंने दिल जान लगा करके, आई पुट माई हार्ट एंड सोल इनटू इट. इफ यू पुट योर हार्ट एंड सोल इनटू इट, दैट मीन्स यू रियली एंजॉयड इट. मोस्टली पीपल यूज दीज वर्ड्स, हार्ट एंड सोल, अबाउट हार्ड वर्क. पर कहते जहाँ मोहब्बत है वहाँ मेहनत नहीं है. कहते जहाँ दिल साफ है मुराद हासिल है. एवरीथिंग यू वांट इज गोइंग टू फॉल इनटू योर प्लेस. देयर वाज अ यंगस्टर, a student who had come to the center, and he said, बाहर बोर्ड है मेडिटेशन करके, मुझे मेडिटेशन नहीं सीखना है. मैंने कहा क्या करना है? तो ही सेड, आई वांट अ कॉन्वर्सेशन. मैंने कहा ठीक है. तो ही सेड, आई हैव दिस क्वेश्चन दैट माय रूममेट इज द मोस्ट डर्टीएस्ट बॉय इन दिस होल वर्ल्ड. इतना डर्टी है, he never washes his clothes, he wears my new ironed shirt and comes to the class late. और मैं जाके पूछ लेता हूँ कि तुम मेरा शर्ट क्यों पहना है? कहता है, what are friends for? Learn to share. So the thing is, he dirties it, I clean. He dirties it, I clean it. So how long, sister? My father says, I'm not going to, pay for another place. You just have to stay there. So I said, look, he wants a dirty room, he's going to dirty it. You want a clean room, you need to clean it. It's up, that's all. He said, what is this? Is this the solution? I want a proper solution. I said, करना तो तुमको ही है cleaning. पर कॉम्प्रोमाइज से करेंगे या दिल से करेंगे, अंडरस्टैंडिंग से, ये तुम्हारे ऊपर है. He said, what is the difference? I said, ठीक है, ये careless है, he's lazy, he's obstinate, whatever he thinks, he doesn't do anything good around the house, right? ये 3 बातें हैं और बहुत सारे weaknesses होंगे. Now, anything good in this boy? Think and tell me. So he thought of for a while and he said, sister, he makes good coffee. मेरे को कॉफ़ी पसंद है, तुमको, मेरे को बहुत अच्छा लगता है, ठीक है, कॉफ़ी है. और कुछ कहने लगा कि मैं फाइनेंस सब्जेक्ट में थोड़ा पुअर हूँ, सो ही कोचेस मी. ऐसा लवली. एनीथिंग एल्स? ही सेड घर से पैसे नहीं आते टाइम पे, ही लेंड्स मी एंड ही डज नॉट आस्क इट बैक टिल आई वांट टू गिव इट बैक. अरे वाह, और क्या चाहिए? नहीं, कोई पैसे दे और मांगे नहीं. वेरी गुड. तो मैंने कहा आपको क्लीन करना ही है, पर क्लीन करते समय ये नहीं सोचो ये तो गंदा लड़का है, गंदा लड़का है. नहीं, ये सोचो अच्छा कॉफ़ी बना लेता है, फाइनेंस में कोच करता और पैसे देता और वापस मांगता नहीं है. ऐसे सोचते हुए व्हेन यू डू क्लीनिंग, दैट इज कॉल्ड अंडरस्टैंडिंग. इट विल वर्क लाइक मैजिक. ही सेड इट विल रियली वर्क. आई सेड ट्राई इट ना, ट्राई एंड सी. तो ही वेंट एंड I lost touch with him, and 3 months later he called me and said, today is my birthday, I'm coming down. But he said, I have to go to my room, fresh up, and then I'll come. I said, okay. He goes to his room, and then he calls me again. I thought, well, time change karna honga. So he said, sister, I got a surprise here. What? The whole room is clean. And a card is kept on the table, signed by my roommate. This is my birthday gift to you. Enjoy. Situation तो वही है, but when you understand, others change. When you compromise, others rebel. दिल से कुछ भी आप करते हो उसका रिजल्ट बहुत अच्छा रहता है, मुराद हासिल हो जाता है. So every time you take a step with your heart, you're remembered. I remember, like, whenever I share small experiences are all about people who've used their heart. I was flying from to Mumbai many years ago, and there was a Sikh man sitting next to me. I think he was the busiest man on that plane. He had 3 mobile phones ringing in all different tunes, and for each call he answers, he is giving the same answer. हाँ पहुंच जाएंगे मुंबई बस 1 घंटे में मामा. The same information is giving in all the phones. And he was very restless all through the flight. As soon as we landed, he wants to get out of the plane. पर ऐसा हुआ कि कुछ थोड़ा confusion हुआ कि पीछे भी खुल रहा था कि क्या है, ऐसे सब conversation चल रही थी. So he's on the phone and he's saying, I want to get off the plane, but the madam in front of me is not letting me go. And then madam is me. My luggage got stuck in the overhead locker and I'm trying to pull it out. Anyway, he tried to go behind and I was out. And as I was coming out, the air hostess looked at me and she said, Om Shanti. Usually in Indian Airlines, I don't expect जैसा वो gesture ऐसा रहता और चेहरा वो दोनों match नहीं करते. It's like they usually are saying, चलो go home, I want to go home too, So, but she said, she looked at me, smiled and said, Om Shanti. तो मैंने कहा, do you know what Om Shanti means? She said, no. I said, Om means I am, Shanti means peace, right? I am peace. You are peace, no trouble, please. So I walked out and I was not the only one. That Sikh man, the busiest man, is coming right behind me. She stopped him and she said, Sat Sri Akal. He stopped and he started talking Punjabi. She said, I'm from Kerala, sir. I don't know Punjabi, but I just wanted to wish you Sat Sri Akal. Now she's not going to be paid 1 paisa more for saying Om Shanti to me or Sat Sri Akal to him. Not at all. Absolutely not. But she added color, spice, and fragrance in a mundane job. That is, she added her heart into it. And I remember her. There are air hostesses and air hostesses, so many of them. But I remember her. So that is her signature. That kind of sign is very unique. You never forget. And many a times when I go and I just want to look and see whether she's still around, So the thing is, if I have to be remembered and if I have to make life easy and इतना मेहनत ना हो, इतना हार्डवर्क ना हो, तो दिल को यूज करना। जैसा कोई तो यहाँ सेट किए होंगे ना टेबल पे, कोई तो किए होंगे अच्छी तरह, ब्यूटीफुली देव केप्ट इट। करना तो छोटे बच्चों को भी कहेंगे तो भी कर लेते थे, उसमें कोई बड़ी बात है, 3 चीजों को ही तो रखना था। पर कौन सी फीलिंग से किए, उससे बहुत फर्क पड़ जाता है, उससे वाइब्रेशन भी होता है। इफ दे आर थिंकिंग, ओ माय गॉड, सो मेनी पीपल आर गोइंग टू टेक बेनिफिट, और यह मैं अच्छी तरह सजा के रखूं कि जो भी देखेंगे लगेगा बहुत अच्छा है। सो व्हाट फीलिंग विथ विच यू डू फ्रीज यू फ्रॉम स्ट्रेस। कहते हर चीज में क्या फीलिंग लेकर आएंगे, कैसे लेकर आएंगे। आई विल पुट अप लिस्ट ऑफ वर्च्यूज हियर. So when you see this list of virtues, I would next pick up the virtue that defines you. Defines you. You must be having all the virtues within you. All the virtues within you. But the thing is, there is one or two very predominant virtues that you must have experienced it the most, difficult times in your life, and this virtue has sustained itself. It has taken you across. It has taken you to peak moments. It is already has worked in you by now. So recognize that virtue that defines you. When you see number 13, I think it's detachment, no? So detachment is not about cutting off. It's not clinging on. Cutting off is not a virtue. Okay? Did you pick up the virtue? Yes? Do you want any explanation about any virtue? No? Okay. Now let us say my name is Shanti, and I don't have peace in my life. So it doesn't make sense, does it? A name doesn't define you. So most of our names, few, not everyone's, most of our names don't define us really. I have a different, you are actually of a different virtue. So this should be your name, whatever you selected today. That should be your name. So what I'd like you all to do today, because these virtues will make you work with your heart automatically. And this is something that you already have. You don't have to work on it. You already are that. So what I'd like you all to do is to reintroduce yourself with this new name, which you truly are. Can we do that? We can get up and move around. That would be nice. Is it okay? Yeah. Just get up and move around. How many people you would like to meet? And reintroduce yourself and say, hello, for example, I am courage. And the other person will, don't say, I have courage. No, you have a job and you do it with courage because you are courage, right? And the other person will say, oh, nice to meet you, courage. I'm enthusiasm. Okay? So each one will pick up that virtue and meet each other. Please be respectful. There's one place I've been to, and there this person was enthusiasm. He's not listening to anybody. I'm enthusiasm. And he's introducing himself. No, listen to the other one. Another place I remember, this person said, I'm disciplined. And the other person said, really? So he won't believe it. So I would like you all to be respectful and listen to what the other person is saying and say, nice to meet you with that virtue. Can we do that? And for this exercise, we need to get up. Get up and move around. Meet as many people as you can. Go ahead. And then come back to your place. पीछे जो भी है वो आप भी कर सकते हो. In the water. ఇంకో టైం ఉంది. innate acquiredలో వర్క్షాప్ పెడతాం. Just talk to the person next to you. What should dominate what? Mm-hmm. हाँ, happen. Okay. Okay, we come back. Thank you so much. Did you enjoy this exercise? You did? Okay. So, what is your name? What is your name? Yourself, yes? Huh? Determination? Nice to meet you, determination. Yourself, brother? Okay. Honesty. Okay. So, to be able to have that awareness as you're meeting each other and to remember, I'm sure it will be not so easy to remember all the time, but everyone, but to be having that awareness. My father used to tell me, if I were to wake you up in the middle of the night, you should be able to tell all the mathematics formulas. I would never be able to do it even till but I think if someone were to wake you up in the middle of the night and ask you, what is the virtue of your husband, your wife, and your children and your colleagues, you should be able to tell in a jiffy. Yeah, you should be able to tell. And that is working from your heart. Can you look at this list and select that virtue that defines your spouse or your parent, your children? Not or, and your children. Children mainly. Yeah. Okay. It should be. It takes a few moments whenever you meet someone, interact with someone, to be able to have that awareness that this person, has this virtue, and to be able to see that person every time you walk by and you say hello. You remember this person is made of patience. To be able to remember that, that is working from your heart. There was this person who works from a fertilizer company, called me up and he said, Sister, I'm sending my daughter. She's failed her 11th miserably, miserably. And I would want you to have a conversation with her and just find out what's wrong. Is it the social media or friends? What is it? Because she was third highest in her school in 10th. She did very well. I don't know what's wrong. So her mother brought the child along, and I was talking to her, and the mother had a lot of complaints about the daughter. She said, "Oh my God, both my nephews are going to are in Chennai IIT, and this and that. Ye to mero naak katwa di. She's failed, and I don't know what she's." She went on complaining, and I felt she needed meditation more than the girl. And then after a while, uske baad, so the next day, the father, and then she says, Sister, tell her to learn meditation. मैं पूछती थी, रम्या तुमको meditation करना है? She'll have a gesture like, no. अच्छा तुमको साइंस ही करना है कि मैथ्स करना है? पूछो दीदी, तो तुमको साइंस करना है कि मैथ्स करना है? So she's absolutely no expression. The father came the next day, और father ने कहा, सिस्टर थोड़ा ब्रीफ करना है रम्या के बारे में. मेरी वाइफ ब्रीफ करी होंगी, मेरा बहुत ब्रीफिंग हो गई है, तो बस 2 मिनट ही सुनाना है. मैंने कहा चलो सुना दो. 1990, he said, 1990, October 10th, 9:20 a.m. Ramya was born, the sister. Achha. From that moment onwards, my fortune got awakened. ये डायमंड है दीदी, डायमंड है. इसको पॉलिश कराने के लिए लेकर है बस खाली. ये जो सोचेगी करके दिखाएगी, ऐसी है. So proudly with such, he's talking, and suddenly I see Ramya, her expression has changed. She suddenly turned to her father, held on to his hand, and she started saying, Papa, मैं करके दिखाएंगे, Papa, मैं करके दिखाएंगे. That's all that it takes. See the diamond. It's as simple as that. I'm a diamond and this is who I am, and they are diamonds and this is who they are. डायमंड ही देखना है, दिन भर डायमंड देखना है. इज इट डिफिकल्ट और इजी? डिफिकल्ट है. किसको लगता है डिफिकल्ट है? लाइक हैप्पीनेस इज लिटिल वर्क, सौरो इज इजी. यहाँ बैठे रहना, सौरो आ जाएगा. कुछ भी नहीं करो, आपको खाना भी यहीं देंगे, सब कुछ करेंगे. आफ्टर सम टाइम क्या पर्पस है मेरे लाइफ का, मैं क्यों यहाँ बैठी हूँ? सौरो इज इजी, हैप्पीनेस इज लिटिल वर्क. हार्ड वर्क नहीं, लिटिल वर्क. आई नीड टू टेक द थॉट्स अक्रॉस. आई नीड टू थिंक. I allow my heart to explain to me that this is a nice thing, there's nothing wrong with it. थोड़ा उसको भी चांस देना दिल को, तो then we can lead across. जब भी कोई भी जैसे सेवा होती है सेंटर पे, मैं देखती हूँ कि बहुत डिफिकल्ट होता है, बहुत सारे लोगों को मैनेज करना होता है. देयर वाज अ प्रोग्राम, अ कॉन्फ्रेंस, बहुत सारे ड्राइवर्स को मैनेज करना है. दैट्स वेरी डिफिकल्ट एक्चुअली. इतने सारे ड्राइवर, बिकॉज समबडी सेड आई एम नॉट कमिंग टुडे, आई विल कम लेट, इतने सारे ड्राइवर. तो तुरंत हम एक व्यक्ति को याद करते हैं. इफ आई आस्क प्रवीण ऑल्सो, शी विल से इमीडिएटली शिव प्रसाद. वी जस्ट रिमेंबर हिम, बिकॉज नॉट ओनली डज ही मैनेज एवरीवन, बट ही मैनेजेस देम रिस्पेक्टफुली. कोई स्ट्रेस नहीं लेंगे. अब 10 जन है, कह रहे साहब इस तरफ से जाना है, उस तरफ से नहीं, इस तरफ. ही स्टैंडिंग इन बिटवीन पीपल विद 20 डिफरेंट आइडियाज, एंड ही विल ब्रिंग देम ऑल टू हिज आइडिया, एंड ही विल नेवर लेट देम फील दैट ही इज लीडिंग. दिस इज लीडिंग फ्रॉम द हार्ट. इसको लगेगा भी नहीं कि इनका थॉट हमको करना है, नहीं. दिल से बहुत कुछ हासिल कर सकते हैं. दिल से हमने बहुत कुछ किया ही होगा, ऐसा नहीं कि हमने किया. बट देन वी हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड, यू सी दैट स्लाइड हियर, कौन सी चीज को डोमिनेट करना है नेक्स्ट. या इनेट है, अक्वायर्ड है, दो बातें हैं. What should dominate what is the question here. Innate of what you are, the qualities and everything. Acquired है तो जैसे achievements है, role है, वो जो भी है. So what I'd like you all to do is to turn to the person next to you. जो भी आपके बाजू में बैठे हैं उनको देखिए. जान पहचान के होंगे ना जो बाजू में बैठे हैं, है ना? उनकी तरफ आप देखना एक बार, थोड़ा मुस्कुराना. ऐसे नहीं, ऐसे देखो पर, थोड़ा मुस्कुराओ. हाँ, मुस्कुराओ. एंड हैव अ लिटिल कॉन्वर्जेशन. अभी बस 5 मिनट का एक कॉन्वर्जेशन है कि व्हाट शुड डोमिनेट व्हाट इन माय डिसीजंस, इन प्लेइंग माय रोल. जो कुछ भी जॉब मिला उसमें मुझे इनेट को एक्वायर्ड डोमिनेट करना है कि एक्वायर्ड डोमिनेट करना है तो क्यों. यू डिस्कस विद द पर्सन नेक्स्ट टू यू. Yes? You need some more time? No? You need? It's okay. You can have some more time. No problem. You okay? Okay. Can any one of you in random tell me what should dominate what? Wha- What should dominate what? Should innate dominate acquired? Yeah. Why? Because it's innate. That's who you are. Huh? That's who you are. And any more? Any more thoughts? That's who you are. And this is what you have. Acquired itself shows what you have. So, whatever you have, you add yourself to it. So, the thing is, if I say, if I have a good job, then I'll be happy. It's very complicated then. Yeah, exactly. But I am happy and I am ready to do this job. And I'm going to offer this happiness to whatever I'm doing. Then it works. That formula works. But then there was this show, I think long back, so many years back. There was a show in America. And when I was there, somebody called me and said, Sister, you should see this show and tell me any values are there in it. I said, why should I check some show and find out whether it has values or not? No, no, Didi, I really want to know. So I tried to see. And then I didn't really, I mean, it was something called a Swan Show. And in this show, if someone has problem with how they look, then they can go through a whole, a team of people who will change your teeth and your face and everything. And after that, they look at themselves and they've changed and they really enjoy how they see and they are happy. So this is like giving happiness to someone. And so this show is, do you think this is successful? Is it wonderful? Because my niece wants to go onto the show. Do you think I should encourage her? I said, I don't know. It's up to her what she wants to do. I didn't get into that. I was flying back to India, and there was this magazine. And one of those articles in that magazine was about the Swan Show. And they've written there, the Swan Show is a flop. Why? Because these people who've gone back home, who've gone to surgeries and everything and whatever, because the most sorrowful story is the one was selected for these surgeries. So then they went up to their homes and they were interviewing them. And they all said, we're not happy. You got everything done. I said, yeah, but then I'm not happy. I'm really not happy. I'm the same situation. So they are repeating the same situation, the same problem, the same self-esteem issues. So the thing if I start with, I'm happy, yeah, I can do something about, I work out, I take care of my body, no problem. But only if I do this, then I can be happy. Only if I have this particular role, then I can be happy. Now, if you see this stage, it could be 1.5 feet, right? Would it be? Yeah, 1.5 feet. Now, मैंने मेहनत किया, आपने नहीं किया, आप आराम से आके बैठ गए वहाँ. मैं यहाँ से चल के वहाँ से फिर 2 सीढ़ी चढ़ के मैं यहाँ आई हूँ. तो ये मेहनत किया है, तो द व्यू दैट आई हैव इज द बेस्ट. सबको देख पा रही हूँ अच्छी तरह. आपको वो व्यू नहीं है क्योंकि आपने 2 स्टेप का मेहनत नहीं किया है. तो मैं खुशी मनाऊं कि नहीं मनाऊं? मनाने चाहिए ना कि 2 फीट का तो है ना, 2 सीढ़ी का मेरे को खुशी है. अब 2 सीढ़ी की खुशी नहीं है तो 6 फीट की होंगी? बिल्कुल नहीं होंगी. जब मैं स्कूल में पढ़ती थी, बाजू में ही एक, इट वाज लाइक अ स्ट्रक्चर विच वाज लाइक अ स्लोप, और चढ़ते जाएंगे तो पूरा हैदराबाद दिखाई पड़ता है. तो वहाँ जब चढ़ते हैं ना, द लॉट ऑफ अदर गर्ल्स वुड जॉइन अस टू क्लाइंब अप. तो दे विल कंप्लेन ऑल थ्रू द वे, कितना चढ़ना. तो ऊपर पहुंचने के बाद जो व्यू है कि अब बिरला मंदिर है, ये वो इतना अच्छी तरह सब दिखाई पड़ता. वी एंजॉय द व्यू. और ये लड़कियां हैं ना, वो राधिका, कितना उतरना है देखो भी. सो इफ आई कैन नॉट एंजॉय दैट हाइट वेर एवर आई एम राइट नाउ, दिल से मेरे को जैसा खुशी है कि यहाँ तक नहीं, वो नहीं मिला ना, वो नहीं मिला तो मेरे को दुख है. I was sitting, कहते हैं ना पॉटलक होते हैं ना, पॉटलक जो सभी अपने अपने खाना लेकर आते हैं. So at one place they had this potluck and they said after that you should speak on relationships. मैंने कहा मैं बैठती हूँ, आप अपना पॉटलक कर लो। तो सभी कुछ कुछ लाए हैं। सो देर इज दिस लेडी, शी बॉट फ्रूट पंच, तो सबको दे रहे, नो बडी इज लाइकिंग इट, दे आर मेकिंग अ फेस आफ्टर ड्रिंकिंग, इट्स अ हॉरिबल। तो बाजू रख दे रहे। तो शी इज आस्किंग और आइस डालूं और मैंगो जूस डालूं, शी इज आस्किंग एवरीबडी, बट नो बडी इज गिविंग हर एनी आइडियाज बिकॉज इट मस्ट बी ए टेरेबल टेस्ट। तो आफ्टर सम टाइम कोने में जाके बैठ गई सोफा में एकदम, और चेहरा उतरा हुआ, सोच रही है सब अपना अपना खाना लेकर आए, सब पी सब खा लिए, और मेरा कोई भी इंटरेस्टेड नहीं है। सो शी इज़ वेरी अनहैप्पी विद वॉट हैज़ हैपन। सडनली उनका जो लड़का है 12 साल का, बाहर खेल रहा था, अंदर आया। ही हैड अ ग्लास इन हिज हैंड एंड इज लुकिंग फॉर हिज मदर। ही कम्स रनिंग टू हिज मदर एंड सेड, मॉम कैन आई हैव अ रीफिल? वाओ हिज सन, एंड देन शी सेज, वहाँ रखा है ले लो। मैंने कहा द पर्सन हु इज गोइंग टू ड्रिंक योर जूस ऑल योर लाइफ एंजॉयज योर जूस, खुशी मनाओ ने। These friends will drink your juice maybe 2 months में once, right? To be able to count your blessings, I should put a hand on my heart. कितने blessings मिले हैं, कितने मिले? आपको क्या लगता है, बहुत मिले कि थोड़े मिले? Do you feel you got lot of blessings or no? Yes or no? Yes. We have to just remember it. That's all. याद दिलाना है. It takes a second. एक ही सेकंड लगता है. स्मृति कहते हैं, जहाँ स्मृति है वह मन की स्थिति अच्छी हो जाती है. जब मन की स्थिति अच्छी है तो फिर वृत्ति भी अच्छी हो जाती है. जब वृत्ति अच्छी हो जाती है तो फिर दृष्टि भी अच्छी हो जाती है, और दृष्टि अच्छी हो जाती है तो फिर कृति भी अच्छी होंगी, एक्शन भी अच्छे हो जाएंगे, और जैसी कृति अच्छी हो जाएंगी तो सृष्टि अच्छी हो जाएंगी. एक फ्लाइट में मेरे बाजू में बैठा था, वो कह रहा, सिस्टर ब्रह्मा कुमारी बहुत अच्छी सेवा करे, बहुत अच्छा है, पर मैं आपको एक बात सुनाता हूँ. क्या है? ये वर्ल्ड है ना, जो भी ये फ्लाइट में कितने बैठे होंगे? मैंने कहा 100 बैठे होंगे. तो बोले सिस्टर ये 100 है ना, सब क्रिमिनल है. उन्होंने कहा क्या? हाँ आपको छोड़ के, अभी ही हैज टू टेल मी दैट ना, बिकॉज ही इज टॉकिंग टू मी. आपको छोड़ के बाकी सब क्रिमिनल है. सृष्टि बन गई उनकी. मैंने कहा सभी अपने अपने काम पे जा रहे हैं, क्रिमिनल कौन है? कोई नहीं है. अच्छे लोग बैठे फ्लाइट में. नहीं, इज आर्ग्यूइंग विथ मी. सो सृष्टि बन जाती. कहाँ शुरू होती है? स्मृति से ना. आई कांट डू इट, और वहाँ से शुरू हो जाती है, कुछ भी नहीं कर पाऊंगी. ये आदमी ऐसा है, वैसे वो आदमी तो 20 साल से ऐसा है. Why you thinking about it's not going to change now. Whether you like it or not, I'm not going to let you go out from here till 4:30. आपको सुनना ही पड़ेगा, आपको बैठना ही पड़ेगा. पर इफ यू आर थिंकिंग अबाउट समथिंग अदर देन व्हाट यू कैन डू राइट हियर, इट्स अ वेस्ट थॉट. लॉजिकली भी आप बाहर नहीं जा सकते, तो यहाँ रहकर कुछ कोई और चीज के बारे में सोच रहे हो जो आप कुछ नहीं कर सकते हो. So if you see that innately, if I am powerful, I am able to give value to whatever is acquired. If I let the acquired dominate the innate, there are too many waste thoughts. Too many thoughts that you can't even control it. I was sitting in an airport, और she had one elderly lady. She must be in late 60s. उनका इतना elongated bag है. मैं सोच रही थी ये इनको ओवरहेड लॉकर में कैसे रखेगी, मैं ऐसे सोच रही थी. एक लड़का मस्ट बी अराउंड इन हिज लेट टीन्स, ही केम रनिंग फ्रॉम वन कॉर्नर, मे बी ही इज गेटिंग लेट टू हिज गेट. इतना जोर माना जैसा फास्ट रनिंग, तो ही एक्चुअली पुश दैट पर्टिकुलर बैग टू द वन डायरेक्शन. सो शी गॉट अप एंड रन आफ्टर हिम. आई ऑल्सो वेंट टू हेल्प हर विद दैट बैग. सो She said, तुमको दिखाई नहीं पड़ता है क्या? Strongly. He said, आपको कौन कहा वहाँ रखने के लिए? आपने ऐसा क्यों रखा? He is like so rude. Why do you keep it like that? Like that he started speaking. I said, my God, this boy is very rude. Then immediately, she's a very intelligent, wise lady. Immediately she said, sweetie, she called him sweetie. Sweetie, वह कोई जगह नहीं था ना, तो इसलिए मैंने ऐसा रखा. That boy immediately he said, it's okay Auntie G. Right in front of me, I witnessed it. It's okay, Auntie G. And he took that bag and put it back there and went. You give me respect, I'll give you respect. Innate to innate works like magic. Acquired to acquired. I am the father, listen to me. No. I am the, your mother. No. Innate. What is it that you can give it to me? That there's a meeting. He comes from abroad. He comes right into the meeting, and then he tells all the people who are working for his father. He tells them that I don't respect experience. I don't respect how many years you put it in my father's company. मेरे को कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ता. But what new are you bringing to the table? That's what I want to see. कह दिया. So the father was telling, normally I'll get very angry. उनको अंदर लेके मैं क्यों? What do you mean? They are all experienced people. तुम ऐसे कैसे बोल सकते हो सबके सामने? But then he said, I changed. मैं अपने आप को समझाया कि what is it that will make him think? What is that aspect that वो उनको सोचने के लिए मैं कुछ कहूँ? तो उन्होंने कहा कि you've told a very wonderful thing. So you bring something new to the table. तुम लाओ कि सभी को सिखाओ कैसे आपको रिस्पेक्ट करे सबको. How should others respect you? You teach everyone. So then he tells him the next day, Papa, I'm thinking about what you said. To be able to make people think and not make them reject thoughts, I have to work from their heart. And to work from their heart, I have to work from my heart. Right? So the thing is, most of the time, why can't we work from our heart? Why? What do we do that comes easy to us? Ego? Okay, and? Why is it that we just can't use our heart all the time? Because as I said, it's a little work. And why is it that? Because we've learned a technique of compromising all the time. Compromise is so easy. चलो चलो जो करना है तो करा दो. ठीक है उनको जो पसंद ले दे दो. To be able to convince, you can convince without argument if you have the heart. Right? I was sitting in the center and one man, a marketing, young fellow, he comes to sell 1 rupee pens. वो कहाँ काम करते 1 rupee pens? Long back I'm talking about. तो मैंने कहा हमको नहीं चाहिए 1 rupee pens. तो चला गया. फिर 5 मिनट के बाद फिर आया वापस. मैंने कहा मैंने बताया ना हमको नहीं चाहिए भाई अब जाओ. तो he saying no I don't want to sell you pens. वो बाहर बोर्ड है ना free meditation. I said yes we teach free meditation. तो I said अब बताओ. तो मैं अच्छी तरह सुना है उनको meditation क्या है, क्या सिखाते, कितने दिन का सब. He said दीदी जी ये जो आप सुना रहे हो कितनों को सुना सकते हो? मैंने कहा 2 जन को भी 1 जन को भी सुना सकते, 1000 को भी सुना सकते, उसमें क्या? He said वो इतना 1 दिन सुनाएंगे कि मैंने कहा 3 दिन भी सुना सकते. तो 3 दिन भी सुनाएंगे तो वो कैसे याद रखेंगे? लिखेंगे ना. 1 रुपये पेन देते, 1 rupee पेन आप ले लेना. मैं ले ली. आप कहेंगे क्यों आपने लिया? He fulfilled my need to be listened to. I'm used to people listening to me. He understood that and he gave me the time, he gave me that energy, right? And I fulfilled his need and I bought the pens. When you don't fulfill somebody's need, किसी को प्यार चाहिए, आप खुशी देते रहेंगे तो उनको अच्छा नहीं लगेगा. देखो इतना टाइम बैठे जोक्स करते जा रहे, खाना के लिए पूछते भी नहीं है कि नहीं? और कईयों को प्यार देते रहेंगे, उनको खुशी चाहिए. क्या बार बार पूछते खाओ खाओ खाओ. थोड़ा खुशी से बातें करें. कोई कहते मेरे को खुशी भी नहीं चाहिए, तुम्हारा प्यार भी नहीं चाहिए, मेरे को शांति से मेरे को छोड़ दो, मैं आराम से बैठूं ऐसे. What a person, if your heart is functioning is in the right place, you will understand what they want, what they need, और वो आप देंगे. क्योंकि बहुत energy, if you sow a nice seed in infertile land, you're not going to get anything. You're really not going to get anything. So what is it that I need to contribute is that I contribute what they need. There was a couple who had come and they were talking to me And he said, कुछ भी नहीं बहन, इनको मुस्कुराना सिखा दो. उनको मुस्कुराना, हाँ, वाइफ के बारे में सुना रहे. शी इज फाइटिंग विथ माई मदर सिंस 20 years. घर जाते ही दोनों ऐसे चेहरे बना के बैठे रहते. तो मैं कमाता क्यों हूँ, मैं क्यों इतना मेहनत करता हूँ जो घर में शांति नहीं है. तो आप इनको मेडिटेशन सिखा के थोड़ा मुस्कुराना सिखा दो. तो आई आस्क्ड हर, आपको कुछ बोलना है? शी सेड नो, एंड शी इज सिटिंग विथ नो एक्सप्रेशन ऑन अ फेस. एंड देन ही गॉट अ कॉल. दीदी फोन बाहर. ही वेंट आउट. As soon as he went out, she ran from that corner and came and sat next to me. दीदी ये आने से पहले हम बात कर लेंगे. मैंने कहा क्या बात करना है? She says, I and my mother-in-law have been fighting for the past 20 years. I'm not the problem. My mother-in-law is not the problem. He is the problem. मैंने कहा कमाल है, आप दोनों फाइट कर रहे तो वो कैसे? How can he be the problem? दीदी, when we both having an argument, he can come. Right? And the first thing is you should come to me and ask, अच्छा मंजुला क्या हुआ? I'll tell your mother is like this. Then he should tell, my mother is like that only. She's old. She's not going to change. हाँ? तुम्हारे लिए मैं हूँ ना, तुमको जो चाहिए मैं दिलाऊंगा ना, करूंगा ना. Like that he should explain. Then go to mama also. Mama also doesn't have anybody. And then he should go and ask, mama what happened? So your wife is like, मेरी wife तो जिद्दी है मम्मी, वो चेंज होने वाली नहीं, उनको छोड़ दो, मैं हूँ ना. आई एम योर चाइल्ड, आई डू एवरीथिंग. ये ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं करता है. वह खड़े रह के कहता है बी हैप्पी, बी हैप्पी. ऐसा कैसा हो सकता है ना? Contribution should be there na. He doesn't have to tolerate anything. He needs to contribute. And a contribution is just if you put your heart into it, is just a small little thing. There was this lady who was getting these thoughts of committing suicide. So they stay on the 3rd floor. So she would feel that she wants to jump from the balcony. तो वो बताए मुझे. तो मैं उनको, उनके हस्बैंड को भी सुनाई कि उनको ऐसा थॉट आ रहा है, भाई साहब, शी वॉन्ट्स टू जंप फ्रॉम द 3rd floor. रात को उठेंगी, कुछ भी ऐसे करेंगी तो इट्स लिटिल कॉम्प्लिकेटेड, डोंट यू थिंक? सो शी सेड, ही सेड ताला लगा लूंगा ना. मैंने कहा ताला लगाने से क्या फायदा भाई साहब? उनको दैट फीलिंग विच इज देयर, आइदर यू टेक हर टू अ साइकेट्रिस्ट और आइदर यू स्टार्ट अप्रिशिएटिंग हर मोर. तो ही डिडंट से एनीथिंग. Then the next time she comes, she tells me, नहीं वो जंप, वहाँ से जंप करने का दिल नहीं है अभी. But she's telling that when I wake up in the like 2 o'clock in the morning, when I look at him, I feel like taking a stone and throwing at him. I said, no, that's very bad. Now this I can't tell him, na. I can't tell him. Then I told, brother, you have to appreciate. तो ही सेड क्या अप्रिशिएट करो? कुछ खाना बनाते, कुछ भी करते, बहुत अच्छा बना, बहुत अच्छा, ऐसा कुछ आप बोलो. तो ही इज टेलिंग मी, झूठ नहीं बोल सकता. He really told me that, झूठ नहीं बोल सकता हूँ. मैंने कहा कोई तो चीज़ होंगी ना अप्रिशिएट करने के लिए. पुट योर हार्ट इनटू इट, थिंक ब्रदर. तो आई डोंट नो व्हाट हैपेंड. ही थॉट एंड थॉट एंड थॉट एंड देन ही कॉल्ड मी. दीदी मेरे को अभी याद आ गया. मैंने कहा क्या याद आया? ही सेड एंड नाउ आई नो व्हाट टू से. व्हाट? आई थॉट अबाउट इट. आई वेंट टू हर एंड सेड, टोल्ड हर, लुक, व्हेन वी गॉट मैरिड आई टोल्ड यू दैट कुकुम्बर है ना, काकड़ी होती है ना, वो ऐसे ऐसे सर्कुलर थिंग कट करना मेरे को पसंद नहीं. लंबा लंबा कट करेंगे ना, नींबू और ये नमक डालेंगे तो बहुत अच्छा लगता है. वो दिन और आज का दिन तुमने कभी काकड़ी को ऐसा नहीं कट किया, ऐसे ही किया. आई अप्रिशिएट दैट. मैं बोल दिया दीदी, आई डिड इट. आई सेड वेरी गुड. देन ही सेड थिंग्स हैव चेंज्ड विद जस्ट 1 sentence. Just at 1 sentence it has changed. She opens the house and she's smiling. इतना ही तो चाहिए, एक नाइस सेंटेंस. आई कॉल दैट ड्रॉप्स ऑफ ब्लेसिंग्स. इतना ही तो इन्हें ये तो कर सकते ना, जाते जाते अरे आप बहुत अच्छे, बहुत अच्छे. कहने में क्या कितना टाइम तो नहीं जाएगा. देयर वाज एन एक्टर आई मेट हियर, a small time actor in some TV serial, and he told me that he's doing very well and people are appreciating him, but all his colleagues don't eat with him. He eats on his own. And he only gives 1 shot and he's successful. Everybody is jealous. So I said, you know what you should do? Whenever they give a good shot, you go and tell, wow, what a lovely shot. That's the only work you have. You act, sit down, and keep on and on and on appreciating everyone. And that's very important. So so the thing is, if I can understand how my heart works and how I can contribute, and that is when I can bring benefit to everyone around me. So what I'm going to do is end the session with just a small exercise. Yeah, think about a situation which is bothering you a lot. It's really bothering you. It's just, you can't just find a solution immediately, but it is bothering you. It could be a relationship, it could be a past, it could be your health, it could be anything. Yeah, think about it. Bas soch lo. And think that you're placing it in front of God. You're not asking for an answer. Okay? And now think about number from 1 to 20, any number from 1 to 20. Okay? And you see the list here. Your answer is there. Whichever number you selected, you see that answer. This is what God is telling you. Okay? I'll give you a few thoughts for a minute. Sit back, relax yourself. Just let your mind go with the thoughts that I give you. If your mind wanders, don't worry, bring it back. Okay? Gently and slowly, bring yourself right here at this moment, right now. And have a sweet conversation with yourself. Just like how you would wish for everyone and wish good. You're wishing good for yourself. That everything is going to fall into place. And the future is being created by God Himself. And the situations around me are somehow dissolving. And I am a diamond, sparkling behind my forehead, with all my virtues, with my capabilities. And I bring in front of me my family members, my colleagues and friends. And each one of them, I see them with great respect. And each one of them, I see them as diamonds. And I wish them well. From the depth of my heart, I wish them courage, patience, strength, and most of all, God's blessings. An intellect that can make good decisions. I wish them all well. And what comes from my heart will work wonders. And this is how I will lead others through difficult times, through great times. Om Shanti.